they are turning them to Russian soldiers.
Yes.
You know, many thousands young adults who are fighting with us as Russian soldiers, they've been Ukrainian school children 11 years ago in Crimea
Yes.
or Donbass. They've been brainwashed.
Yeah.
And now they are fighting with us
Yes.
as Russian soldiers, and they believe that they are fighting against the West.
Mykola, Senya, thank you so much for joining us today. Can I come to you first, Mykola? Can you just tell me a bit about the background to all of this, about the children that have been taken? I mean, how many children do we know have been taken, and how? Who did it? Was it the army? Was it officials from Russia? Tell me.
It's a clear Russia strategy, just not only invade our territories, but stole children. And 1.6 Ukrainian children have been stolen after occupation. Stolen means that they've been forcibly transferred to Russia, and we don't know how many unaccompanied minors from them. And it's Russia stated just 1.5 years ago that they've been registered 744,000 Ukrainian children in Russia from occupied territories, and in other children stays there. And this war continues from 2014. It's 2 invasions. Yeah, and 20% of children's population have been stolen because Putin has a clear strategy to brainwash Ukrainian children and turn them into Russian children. That's why they have a special subjects in their schools. And if you are a parent and you don't want to send your child to Russian school, Russian soldiers will come and forcibly take your child to a school. If you will resist, they could take your child to the orphanage. That's why you have no any chance to stay Ukrainian there. You will be forcibly receive Russian passport first, and then your child will go to Russian school and glorify Russia and Putin. And this strategy, not only to make them Russian, but instill hatred towards Ukraine. And many Ukrainian children now are Russian children who hate Ukraine and the West.
So a kind of brainwashing.
Yes.
And we don't know exactly how many children have been taken, but maybe 20% of children in the occupied areas, 1 in 5, and tens of thousands of children anyway. And they were taken by soldiers? Were they taken by civilians from Russia and taken away to Russia, to Russian families?
You know, it's like in Soviet Union. It's really clear strategy to make from Ukrainian children to make a Russian soldiers. That's why they have military education in their schools. They handle with weapon, and we return kids from Russian military academies. Ukrainian children, they never dreamed about it, but they forcibly taken to Russian military academies. And for girls like Ksenia, who are here just to give birth Russian children. They have a huge demographic problem in Russia. They need kids.
Okay, I want to come in a moment onto how you get these children back and how you return them to their homes. But Ksenia, again, welcome to you. Thank you for coming. Please tell us about your brother. What happened to him, first of all?
We with my brother orphans. My brother now 13, and we were sent to Russia, and my brother was taken to a so-called summer camp. It's one of strategy of Russia, and they wanted to make him a Russian child because my brother after the summer camp was taken to a Russian foster family, and if I not take him and we not come back to Ukraine, this Russian foster family wanted to make him officially a Russian child.
Yes, he was taken away. He was 13 years old.
Yes.
When he was taken, and you're the only family that he has. You've lost your parents. So taken then to this so-called summer camp. They wanted to make him as Mykola tells us into a Russian. It must have been so hard for you, Ksenia. It must have been so painful.
It was very hard for me because my brother it's only who is my family, yes, and in Russia I have a mission to take him because it's Russians captivities,
Yeah.
yes. And I'm very happy because I take him because I don't want to lose my brother,
Of course.
and we must be together.
Yeah. How did you find out, if I may, how did you find out where your brother was so you could go and find him?
Як ти його знайшла?
I contacted with him when he was in the summer camp of
Yes.
this time, but in winter 2023, when I felt very terrible, and I started looking forward to Ukraine because I think Russia it's not place where I must to be, and I started looking forward, and I asked social service Ukraine for
Yeah.
social service, and social service contacted me with Save Ukraine, and they helped me to make some documents
Yes.
for rights to my brother.
Yeah.
And with this document, I have opportunity to take my brother and come back to Ukraine.
Okay, so you were put in touch with Save Ukraine Mykola's organization, and then he helped you from there.
Yes, but we have one detail. This Russian foster family, when
You reached them?
yes, they cut off all contact with him,
Yes.
blocked me, and I know only city where he was.
So
Yes.
you knew the city. Where was he in Russia?
It's a city Abinsk, Krasnodar region.
You knew the city, but you couldn't find out where in the city where the foster family was, and so you were relying then on Mykola to help from then on. Mykola, can you just take up the story then? How do you go about finding the children that have been taken and bringing them home?
It's like this story is very typical when Russians taking kids to Russia to re-education camps and then send them to Russian families. Putin simplified this whole procedure after full-scale invasion. He simplified legislation, and Russian authorities can simply give Russian citizenship and adopt child and change a last name, change in date of birth. And as Ksenia told you that she couldn't reach him, and she could find only social service in Russia.
Yes.
And ask them about the brother, but they refused and told. And then she was begging them, please, I want to take my brother back home. But they told, okay, we will organize this meeting, but if he will refuse, and they prepared him to refuse, you will get out from here.
Yeah.
And she told, yeah, okay. And several hours she was sitting with him and just convinced him that he could safely come back home with her. I'm your sister. But he told, no, a Nazi could kill me, Ukrainian Nazi, you know.
Yeah.
And through Russian propaganda, this family brainwashed him.
Yes.
Yeah, and then after several hours, he told, yeah, I'll go with you.
Yes.
Yeah, and
He was fed all this propaganda,
Yes.
which he's just a kid and he believed it.
Yeah.
And so he didn't actually, at least at first, want to come home.
Yeah, it's very easy brainwash 11 years old boy.
Yeah.
It's very easy, but that's why we called what Russia's doing, it's cultural genocide, because they destroy a nationality or erasing identity of a
Yes.
child.
And they take them away in the first place, just so we're clear. They take the children, like your brother, away, pretending or saying they're taking them to a place of safety. Mm-hmm. That's right, isn't
Yeah, and another boy who, because our organization is the largest with searching, locating, identifying, and taking kids out or extracting kids
Yes.
from Russia's territory or occupied territory.
Do they try to stop you finding those details so you can make contact?
Yeah.
Presumably they do. Put up
In Russia, this is
obstacles.
terrorism because they're converting these children to Russian, and anyone, even if you are father and reaching to your kid,
Yes.
FSBs can stop you and deport you, and you will never find your child after
Yes.
that. We have another story when grandmother tried to find her granddaughter,
Yes.
12 years old, but she died.
Yes.
Yeah, in Russia, because after 13 hours of FSB interrogation, she died. Her heart stopped.
Yes.
And we can't find this girl.
Yes. Yes.
She disappeared in Russia.
Senya, you had to persuade your brother to tell your brother, come home with you. And he was hard to persuade. He believed it was a bad thing to go home. That must have been so hard for you.
Коли от ти прийшла до нього, він сказав, що він не хоче повертатися. Це було так важко для тебе.
Yes, because I'm very nervous because I contact with Save Ukraine in a message. Yes, and I'm very nervous because my brother repeat this, and I think what I can do also, and I think I very love my brother.
Yes.
And I must to convince him to return with me.
You love your brother. You had to convince him.
Yes.
How did you do that, Senya? How did you convince him?
Як ти сказала?
It's a magic, maybe. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a love to him. Yes.
He remembered you anyway. He knew you were his sister and you'd come to take him home, and he still loved you as your brother.
Yes.
They were
See-
separately more than 9 months.
Yes.
Yeah, but if they stayed divided for years, I think he could be brainwashed and never come back.
Yes. Yes. Difficult to get these children home. What a difficult job. And you've got so much work to do. I mean, do you think you can bring many children home to Ukraine? Because every one is a different challenge. Every one is a difficult job.
It's difficult job, and it's like special operation when we are returning kids to Ukraine, because many of them are threatened by Russian FSB or in their schools, because if they will only think about it just to come back to Ukraine, they could be interrogated and threatened, and their parents could be arrested.
Yes.
And we took kids from Russian military academies even, but it's not just to come and invite a child, but they run out from their facilities, and we provide the extraction and rescue from Russia captivity.
Yeah, they're watched by the FSB. That is the Russian secret police.
You know, many journalists asking me why Russia doing this, why they need children. They need children, because they are turning them to Russian soldiers.
Yes.
You know, thousands young adults who are fighting with us as Russian soldiers, they've been Ukrainian school children 11 years ago in Crimea or Donbass. They've been brainwashed.
Yeah.
And now they are fighting with us as Russian soldiers, and they believe that they are fighting against the West.
Yes.
That the West is aggressor and Russia is a victim.
Yes.
And they should protect Russia.
Yeah.
Because when you are learning this in your school every day, from the morning till evening, it's a child's brain.
Many of these children will never go home. Many of these children have become Russians, have become, in their own minds, enemies of Ukraine. Just imagine what their parents must be going through.
You know, United Kingdom, it happened in the story of Second World War, when United Kingdom rescued children from Poland or in other countries, especially Jewish, just to save their lives.
Yes.
Yeah, it was hundreds of thousands of children who've been rescued by United Kingdom.
Yes.
The same now happened with Ukrainian children in Russia.
Yes.
Yeah, we are rescuing them from Russian captivity.
Well, obviously, we wish you well. We wish you all of our best wishes with what you're doing. What you're describing is a war crime by Russia. This is a war crime. And there are proceedings at the International Criminal Court on this. Do you believe anyone will ever be brought to justice?
We want. It's our dream, because everybody who are committing these crimes have to be turned to justice. Yeah, that's why, on the one hand, we want to have children's issues in peace negotiation.
Yes.
Because we don't want to argue that. It's should be Yeah, because it's our children, stolen children. Yeah, and we have to take back all children who are there.
Yeah.
On the other hand, everybody who commit these crimes should be punished.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it is intended to be, it's supposed to be part of ceasefire negotiations, but it's not clear how far, well, the Americans will be able to or will push for progress on this.
Yeah, and we want everybody to understand in the whole civilized world that Russia's war against Ukraine is not just a military invasion.
Yes.
It is a deliberate and systematic assault on Ukrainian children. These actions are not incidental. They are part of a broader genocidal strategy aimed at destroying Ukraine's future.
Yeah, you called it cultural genocide, and that's a reasonable way to describe it. Senya, tell me, how is your brother now?
Now we live in Kiev. Sergei live with Ukrainian foster family. He very happy because he has own room and we meetings in the weekends. Yes,
You see him at the weekends, which is
he study, and yes, I'm very happy because he also happy.
They
He's
should
also-
be a family.
they're a family. They're a family again, and he's doing school. He's doing school online, isn't he?
Yes, now online, but I'm studying now in TV journalism university.
You're studying television journalism.
Yes.
Oh, well, good luck with that. Yeah, I mean, well, we look forward to seeing you in television journalism. And your brother, what does he want to do? He's still very young.
Що він робить? Він же ж молодий.
He works with friends, have lessons on math, English.
Yeah.
Yes, and maybe it's some.
He's doing his schoolwork. He's doing his schoolwork,
Yeah,
and he's being a kid.
Yeah.
Back home in Kiev, and he's seeing his sister. So look, that is good, and thank you for telling us your story, guys. Senya and Mykola, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you.